Oh, dang it was there.
It's fall time!
Yes, sir! It's getting cold outside. How do you feel?
I'm ecstatic, as you can tell. I've been waiting for this since probably July.
I'm a summer person, so yes, but I can understand it because it's shifty. It felt great outside. If you're in Texas right now, well, I can't say all of Texas because Texas is big. But if you're at, I can't give our address either because that's kind of dangerous. If you're where we're at right now,
if you are where we are,
outside feels great.
Outside feels great.
I'm not gonna lie. And the apparel. What are you what piece of apparel are you most excited for?
Boots.
Boots?
Yes, I'm excited for boots, and I'm excited for sweaters.
I'm excited for just long apparel, you know, say hoodies, pants, things like that, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that you could swag out to. There's only so much you can do with shorts.
I'm excited for layering. I think I missed that. I think that's why I like fashion in the cold more, because I miss layering. And we're going off on a tangent. We haven't even... I'm Tatiana, and I lost my first fantasy football round this week.
Dang. My name is Mason, and I love oven roasted potatoes over mashed potatoes. And this is... What are we talking about? Because we definitely did go on a tangent before that. But we're back. How y'all feeling, bro? We missed, you know what I'm saying, a week, but we're back.
We hope you We hope you guys had a great Labor Day weekend. That is why we took a break. We took a little holiday hiatus. So I hope you guys enjoyed your long weekend. We went to see The Weeknd.
Yes.
It was a dream come true.
It really was. There's really no spoilers in it. I mean, if you didn't go, you didn't go.
No, yeah, the U.S. leg is over.
Yeah, my favorite part was definitely in the middle of the set where he was very interactive walking around. Because I can't say it was a specific song, because he mashed a lot of songs with it. But I love that part about The Weeknd.
Yeah, he's very inclusive for his crowd. He, obviously, the OGXOs know. He loves us all, so, like, I feel like just... not only in my experience in being there, but also like from videos that you can see on TikTok from all the different cities, he definitely like put his all into making the crowd he's performing for in that moment feel like they were the most special. And like how, and even though it's silly because it's like, oh well, he said Dallas Night 2 is louder. He said Houston Night 1 was louder, blah, blah, blah. I feel like it just goes to show that, like, he's in our face wanting us to feel like we're the most special in that moment. And I just think that's really sweet, personally.
Right. And I just liked vocals.
Vocals are always there.
When I tell you, he sung for 2.5 hours to 3.
My man's mic was on. Loud and clear.
Like, and there was no fluctuation in his voice, which is commendable. I was like, dang, bro. That was probably the best in-person voice singing that I've heard in a while. I'm not going to lie. I can't say ever. I'm probably missing some stuff, but...
That's fair.
It's definitely top 3. He went crazy. The aesthetic was great. What did you like the performance before the mask or after the mask, or did you just like the whole reveal process of it?
I loved the whole thing. I loved the reveal process. I thought it was sweet. I just think the whole thing was done really well. The way he transitioned into the different songs, the way like him taking a break didn't really feel like he was taking a break. It felt like it was a great experience, but also it felt like you blinked and it was over. Like there wasn't any weird lingering because he needed a break. Like, you know, you could tell that his breaks were strategically planned. He's very smart with the way he does that, in the way he switches between the more taxing versus least taxing like songs in his repertoire. Which he has
hit after hit.
In his discography. I don't know how to say that word right, so I always try to throw it in my vocabulary so I can say it right.
But he has bangers.
Oh yeah,
like endless bangers, bro. Playboi Carti was cool too. Not gonna lie, he got hyped. They had a lot of songs together. Who was before that?
Mike Dean.
Mike Dean, yeah. He was great too. Oh my gosh, he had a guitar scene, and he went crazy.
Yeah, his guitar solo was lit.
It was nice.
His guitar solo.
But now, can I just segue to the most important part?
Oh, okay.
So I had a moment.
Oh.
This is a little story time, a brief one because we still got the rest of this podcast to do because we're running out of time. Basically, look at the price before you buy these drinks at the concert because I'm enveloped in the moment. She bought a what?
Guys, listen, when I tell you these are the most basic drinks you'll ever get at the bar ever, okay, I got a Crown and Coke.
And I got a vodka Sprite. And that mug came out to $73. I looked at my receipt. I said, no way.
Mind you, it was also the cheap bottles. It wasn't even the good liquor. It was the cheap bottles.
I was like, ain't no. And most of y'all were like, then why didn't you just bring it back? I'm sorry. Folded under pressure. Like, there was people running around, people moving fast. And I didn't know because they don't give you the receipt or anything like that. You just have to tap your card on like whatever it is. And I looked at my bank account. It said minus $73.
Very deceptive processing. Like it was the bar underneath. Like it wasn't like the concession stand or link up top. It was one of the underneath bars where it's quite literally just the bar set up like right before you get to the seating. And then I got further upset because they weren't good.
They weren't. They was cheap liquor, like you said.
They weren't good. It was cheap liquor. The proportions were way off. Even, granted, we asked for a double, but I didn't say give me an entire cup of Crown. That looks like there's Coke in it. I said give me a Crown and Coke. But then I started getting a little further upset because as, the concert's going or as more people are coming in, because we got there very early because I wanted to make sure I got merch in a timely fashion, which we did. As more people were filing in, I kept seeing people with frozen margs. I was like, where did you get that?
Yep.
Where did you get the frozen marg from? I am upset. And then I didn't want to go buy one because we already spent so much on those.
So much on that apparel. Like everybody knows concert apparel is not cheap, but
yeah,
that was a little segue. But overall, 10 out of 10.
It's a beautiful experience. I had a great time. I turned my wristband into a keychain. I gave the light back.
You have to.
I gave the light back, but I kept the bracelet. Yeah, we had to walk a little bit afterwards, but that wasn't really that bad. It wasn't really hot out. It was pretty cool. It was a little muggy because it had been raining, but wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad. And that was just one of the small things we did over the weekend. Another thing, drum roll, we watched Unknown Texture.
Unknown Number.
Unknown Number. And when I tell you,
we're gonna get into that very briefly because we could probably talk about that.
We could talk about that for an entire episode, thing.
But it's the only reason we're gonna briefly get into it. And some of the most surprising things is just because it's been out for a little bit. The discourse has been all over social media, so anything we present will probably not be any new news to anyone. If it hasn't been spoiled for you already, or if you haven't watched it already, this is your time to skip. I'd say maybe 10, 15 minutes ahead. Because, yeah. If you don't know who the Unknown Number belongs to, you're in for a doozy. So, this is
spoiler warning.
This is your spoiler warning.
So, my first question is to you. Did you know who the person who was texting, and if you did, how did you feel like the documentary exposed the person? Did you feel like they did it in a very good way, bad way? Do you feel like it wasn't needed? Like, how did you feel about the whole thing?
So I did have the texter spoiled to me on TikTok on accident. I did, but Mason did not. So when we watched, I had to I pulled an Akira moment. I pulled a no, I can't leave yet. No, because some of the text, even having it spoiled and knowing who the texter is, watching the doc and what leads up to it is still a very large shock factor based on sheer time period, text message volume, contents of the text messages.
There's no way it was Kendra at that moment. I was like, no way.
it was just insane. So to your question, did I know? Yes, I knew before we started watching it. Secondly, it was, did I like the way that the documentary did it? I personally, a lot of people had an issue with this. I personally liked it. Yes, documentaries are to get a like real life story across, but with all TV there is an underlying entertainment factor that not only are they aware of, we're aware of too. We all love true crime and watching documentary. We love Facts. It. We do. So I think the ultimate surprise factor was great. Also, I think it would have been strange to not have her in the interview almost duping us as she duped everyone else at the time, because I feel like it would have been strange to not have her speak about it. I guess you probably could have assumed that maybe she like wasn't in their lives at all or whatever, but I think it's just the bigger shocker reveal that it was her was crazy. Right. Do I think they should have given her as much time to talk bullshit and defend herself? No, absolutely not. I feel like that should have been very minuscule. I don't think she deserved to speak and defend herself after we figured out who it was so much, because at that point it's like you're giving the wrongdoer a platform. It's like, no, we don't want to do that. So that's my only gripe with that. I feel like they probably could have asked her maybe one or two questions max and been like, all right, bye. Got it. So yeah. So to back that up, obviously we expressed that you didn't know. How did you feel about the way they did it?
When I tell you they did it, okay. Because I feel like I'm going to take how you truly, you know what I'm saying, to the extent want to take it. I think they did it perfectly. I think this documentary, if you have a gripe with it, you just don't want to see entertainment at that point. Like, to have her talking away to where she's innocent, and like, I love whenever you watch documentaries and you don't watch it the same way twice. I love those, because I'm not going to watch that documentary ever again the same way I watched it the first time. So I love that they interacted with her. Like you said, yes, they gave her too much screen time, but I loved it because you got to really look into the mind of a pure psychopath.
I completely agree. I feel like I said, at the same time, as much as you don't want to give a wrongdoer or a murderer or a crime committer, whatever, you don't want to give them that space to talk. But they also talk themselves into a hole. And I completely agree with the fact of even watching all the beginning portions, it just goes to show how crazy she was in her thought process. Or is. Yeah. It was at the time and currently still is. Crazy. Because, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we get caught up in what's right and don't understand first off, the entertainment factor, and the people want to know the why part. I saw a lot of TikTok people were saying this left me with more questions. We're smart enough to infer what these were. She wanted Owen. That's one. She did. She wanted to live her daughter's life, but she also wanted to feel needed because she lost her job, things like that. And that was her only sense of worth, is when her daughter came to her and was just like, yo, like, I had this bully, and she can give him that. But, you know, it's all that mixed in together. You can see that embodied in a person. Also, Chloe, I did wrongfully accuse you, but
you're still a bully.
You're still a bully. You threw the just carrots. Like your parents.
You threw the carrots.
You threw the carrots at, what's her name, Adriana? Or someone, Adriana, you threw the carrots.
Yeah, you threw those carrots.
And your parents, after the FBI themselves, they figured it out, and still you said, I'm pretty sure Lauren and the dad still has, you guys are bullies, bro. You guys are town bullies, and I don't mess with that.
They are small town bullies that raised a bully. And one of them's a cop, so they think they can just do what they want. Exactly. And arguably, that is what's wrong with society today. I said it.
Like, bro, the facts are all there, bro.
Disagree with me, so I'm gonna continue to say it. Like, those are the types of people that help perpetuate what I think is wrong, because you can't just flip and say what you want to say because you do or think you have power. And you also can't just force people to believe what you believe to fit your own narrative. That's just not how it works.
And one thing, I was never in a small town. You technically weren't in a small town either.
I didn't live in a small town, but it gave small town vibes. But I didn't live in an actual small town. That
was a real small
town.
So I know, like, you know, the hierarchy in high school, it translates to adulthood.
Absolutely.
So you know, like, even though you grow up and you go through the whole process, that still mindset and what y'all do in the small town carries over to real life. So you know they were like this in high school.
Oh, absolutely.
All this, so it's a reason why you were the first one called into the office.
Yeah, I mean, your own best friend said you weren't nice.
You weren't nice. Everybody in the school said you weren't nice. So, and I looked at some receipts. She has sent verbatim some of the same stuff
to others?
To other people.
That's crazy.
So that's why I was just like, even more people were, you know, I understand it. I do feel bad that you were a victim because this is still a messed up situation.
It is. It is a messed up situation.
But know why you're in that situation.
Yeah. Let's maybe take into some character reflection on why it was so easy for people to assume it was you.
Right. And before anybody says, like, I didn't like the documentary because of X, Y, and Z, how many people are actually talking about this? It's worldwide, right? And stuff like that. From
I assume so.
It's a good documentary, whether you don't like it or not. Whether you say she shouldn't have been featured or not. It was entertaining, and that's what I get from documentaries. Informational, entertaining.
Oh, absolutely. And the last thing I'll say about it is I've seen the discourse on Lauren and
bless her heart.
Her feelings when it comes to her mom. I think it's important to point out, I had a creator on TikTok whose video I watched that pointed it out, and I think it's important to continue to point out, regardless of. So when you're seeing Lauren most of the time when she's in her bedroom in her interviews, and so you can tell she looks a little younger, her hair's longer, and she still has that hope of, you know, I love my mom. Most girls would. Most children would and do. Even after traumatic or terrible things happen to them. I mean, even adults in everyday life attach themselves to people who do them wrong because they love them. So I think, think it's okay to give grace to an actual child, to her mother, in that case, when, like I said, grown adults do it to people who did not birth them. So, you know there's that. You know, you can't fault her for wanting to have a relationship, wanting to show forgiveness, wanting to get to a point that that relationship is the same as it was or still mended. But also at the same time, there are clips that are shown where it looks like she's either like in a living room or a kitchen or whatever. She's wearing gray. Yeah, she's wearing gray and her hair's shorter. So you can tell that, like, there's been some time between the clips. And you can tell that these interviews were taken closer to, I guess, the doc releasing, or closer to
where we're at right now.
Yeah, where we are now, in the sense of, like, her mom's out of prison, she doesn't see her, and you can visibly see kind of like her ideals change, especially after seeing how ridiculous her mom acted while she was in prison with the constant emails and the phone calls and whatever. You can tell it's kind of exhausting her. That she's like, you know, I haven't seen her. Maybe it could get back to how it was.
My main thing was she's taking steps.
She's taking steps.
Whether it's going into criminal justice in college, that's a major one. She's like, that shows growth. Literally her first words when she got on with the gray hoodie was like, I just want my mom to get help. I feel like I need to meet her at the right time. That means, like, she's processed this and been like, nah, like,
it's actually not.
I don't want to see my mom right now. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, like I said, it was fresh. We could all see the straight up reaction from the body cam that she was very much in shock. She was not 17. She was
like 13,
14, 15 years old. She's freshman, sophomore in high school, one of the two. Yeah. So about 15 years old at the time. I mean,
This is literally, you got to put in perspective. The dad, he was working all the time. You know, he wasn't at the house. Like, that was literally her. They always said she was a loner. Like, that was literally her exit point.
That was her mother. One person, yeah.
And, like, to know that all came down, like, you're not reacting the way you think you are.
Yeah.
Some of you will. Some of you would have swung on your mother. But I'm telling you, that's a trauma thing. So I like how you pointed that out, honestly. And she's taking steps, honestly.
And last but not least, unless something happened behind the scenes that we obviously don't know about, which is very possible.
It's possible.
I'm mad at Owen. That's his name, right?
Yeah. Are you gonna mention the being mad part at her?
Yeah.
Okay, I got
mad at him.
Okay. Because, which is valid, because Lauren 100% never did anything. But if somehow, some way, Owen is basically putting the blame that, like, the rest of his life is ruined because I was associated with you, like, I can understand it. I don't rock with it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't rock with it. Because at the same time, Lauren had nothing to do with it. Right, we
and
know.
My thing is I feel like, especially after the docs coming out and seeing how,
like, y'all can be friends.
And seeing how, so my thing is y'all don't have to speak. Y'all don't have to be friends. But actively stating that you're angry or upset with her, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I can understand putting up the boundary of,
I don't want to be associated with you.
I don't want to speak with you. I don't think we should be friends. Our names are already together for life or whatever. Like, I would love to get past that. And unfortunately, if we're friends, I can't do that.
Right.
That's a very respectable boundary to have. But to then take the step further and say that I'm upset or angry with you, it just bothers me a bit, because it's not like we found out that Lauren had anything to do with it. From what we know, from what we've seen, she's just as traumatized, if not worse, which I would argue worse. And it's been stated by police and FBI, who've done all the research, that neither her or her father knew anything. And so it's like, it's just one of those things. It's like, you, in one of the moments where she needs support, it's like, well, I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
And so it's unfortunate.
But I understand. I mean, if you associate that whole family with, like, I really just don't like that family because they low-key ruined my life, I understand it. Do I rock with it? Nah, because, man.
For me, for us, I'm assuming
because she was going through the same thing. She was going through the same,
like I said, if not worse.
If not worse. So yeah. But that's what we did. And please let us know down in the comments and stuff, like, what y'all's thoughts on it was. Because we love talking. And we back. You feel me? We back.
And we will be a broken record and continue to ask you to chat with us.
Please.
We're lonely over here. That's a joke. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe on the video. Tune into all the platforms.
TikTok, Instagram. Whata.pod. You can find us by searching Whata Pod on YouTube for the video footage.
Right. And we're up and rolling.
We're up and rolling, okay?
Because we didn't even talk about the Love Island reunion.
Oh my god, I don't.
That's for a later date. You gotta give them crumbs so they come back.
I don't know if we'll talk about that or not. We'll see.
Why? You don't want to talk about it?
I don't know. I feel like it wasn't very memorable in my opinion.
Really?
I'm being so serious.
I'll just give a sneak tidbit or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll mention it. We may not do a whole segment on it. We'll mention it. We'll mention it. For those of you that listen via audio, I am a seasonal decorating nerd, so the set will probably be different the next time you see it. If you've never seen it, you might want to hop on over to YouTube and check it out before it changes. So just throwing that out there.
But yeah. Catch y'all later.
Bye.